Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Leaders Uncut. I am so excited today to have with us somebody incredible that's going to share with us what he's doing with his life. It is Len Adams, and the CEO and president of ACG Resources. Hello, Len. It's so great to have you here today with us.
Hello, Catherine. It's so nice to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. So tell us about ACG Resources. It is a family-owned recruiting firm, right, that offers executive search and staffing services to a variety of companies and industries. So would you mind giving us some background of course, yourself and what you are doing currently with ACG and what you have in the game coming up this year?
Sure. And thank you. I couldn't have said it any better than you did. So yes, we are a family-owned, I call it a talent acquisition firm because we provide a broad range of services ranging from executive search, mid-level and staff recruitment, and temporary staffing and interim management. So just to give you a very quick background, I started the firm 23 years ago after working for someone else for a long number of years, which I'll talk about later, and decided to go on my own. One or two people that worked with me prior joined me, and then as my sons and daughter came out of school, decided to bring them into the business, and they've been with me for all these years. So I have three adult, I hate to call them children, three adult children in the business, as well as a team, Franca and Dan, that have been with me forever. And it's a labor of love. We work multi-industry disciplines.
Yeah.
Our roots are in financial services. So we've done a lot traditionally with banks, investment firms, broker-dealers, fintechs, regtechs. We tend to focus on small to mid-sized firms. Okay, we don't tend to focus on the large companies. We like to be a part of the team that we one or two or three recruiting firms as opposed to one of 75 or 100.
Yeah.
Okay, we like to play in a smaller sandbox.
Okay. Well, that's important to know to understand your specialty here. So you're based in New York City, but you offer this service nationwide, correct?
That's correct. We work nationwide. All of our services we've provided to companies around the country. We've had search assignments and temporary assignments in Florida, Chicago, Kansas, California. So, we're small but effective.
Okay, are you specialized in specific jobs or you are placing any type of positions out there?
That's an interesting question. Okay, so a lot of our work has been traditionally compliance, accounting, operations, and anything going across the C-level. What we tend to do is when a potential client calls us and asks us for something, we evaluate it, and if we don't think we could do it, we turn them down. We tell them no.
Okay.
I haven't turned down too many assignments in the last 40 years. And I've had clients come to us. We've had some private equity firms come to us for their portfolio companies with really off-the-wall things. And I've looked at it and said, that's interesting. I think we could do it. And we've done it.
Good, that's great. So we all know that 2024 was a challenging year for many industries, right? We were just wondering what is going on. It feels like nothing is working. Everything is in a halting place. So how do you see 2025 coming up? Is the job market changing? Because people seem to have been very challenged with looking for new jobs. It seems to become more and more difficult. And it's sometimes hard to believe that, hey, we'll find a new job. It's a challenge. So what's your point of view on that, Len?
It is a challenge. 23 and 24 were absolute nightmares.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the remnants of COVID, because right after COVID, we did okay. And then it seemed like the year after that, things started to fall apart.
Yeah.
So from the candidate viewpoint, what's going on is there's a disconnect in the job market.
Mm-hmm.
Candidates want to be remote or maybe hybrid. Okay. Clients are now starting to say, well, we think we want them back in the office more than hybrid or maybe even full time.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's an old saying, once they've left the farm, for the city. How do you get them back?
Yeah.
We've opened up that door with the hybrid and the remote, and a lot of people have, either relocated or built their lifestyle around picking up the children, dropping them off, walking the dog, and that's a hard thing to get back. And I even see it in my own. We're virtual. We've been virtual for years, but I see it with my own employees and my family. Who has a commitment to get someone to school or to pick them up, and it's very difficult to change that. So it's a challenge. On the client side, so that's really more for the client side. On the candidate side, what's happening is clients are they're putting jobs out, but they're not responding. They're just taking their time and taking forever. And I don't know if they're waiting for that perfect candidate, or I've been trying to analyze it. Listen, we've all been through markets like this numerous times. And it always seems like it's horrible when you're going through it. I mean, 24 was probably the worst year I've ever been in my entire career. 25 seems like it's getting better. We have much more activity. There's still that little bit of a disconnect. And I don't know if it's generational for some of the mid-level positions where a candidate will respond to you. And then you go to them, okay, let's arrange a call. And they don't respond.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the economy as well, but the socio-economic transition that we are going through at this stage. I think people are starting to feel more motivated and uplifted. However, it takes time for things to change, and it creates this stalling or halting effect where people are still waiting. They are still not completely sold on, okay, I'm ready, right? So I think this probably would explain why your clients are taking the time to make decisions, because it is a long-term commitment and it cannot be taken lightly.
And it's difficult. I always tell my team and I tell candidates that there are 7 triggers to an open position. Okay, and don't laugh when you hear them. Okay. Relocation, resignation, insubordination, death, retirement. There's one other which is not coming to me, and the 7th one is expansion. 6 of them exist no matter what. Doesn't matter. Okay. So I always tell people at this moment, as you and I are speaking, someone just went in and quit. Or someone just really ticked off their boss and their boss said, get out. Okay. And that creates a hole in the company. And I tell my team, if you go out with the mindset, oh, there's nothing out there, the market's terrible. If you go out there with the mindset, there's a job out there somewhere. And if I talk to enough people, I'll find the hole. And you've got to be talking to people and communicating with people to be at the top of the client's mind. And I say this to candidates as well. Everybody thinks, I sent out the email, that's it. You've got to be talking to people. You've got to be developing relationships. It's always the last person you spoke to that you remember.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. But I think also people expect results right away, and I always tell it's the same thing in marketing and branding. I tell my clients, hey, you cannot ask someone to marry you the first day you meet them. You have to build that relationship, and it applies very much so into your field as well. Is your marketing making an impact? Are you reaching the right audience? Is your messaging truly connecting? Are you maximizing your return on investment? At Slice Marketing, we use AI-powered insights to fine-tune your targeting, optimize your messaging, design high-converting websites, and craft content that inspires, entertains, and educates, or to amplify your brand's impact. Sometimes a small adjustment can create big results. Let's chat, no strings attached. Email us at catherine.oaks@slicemarketing.com or visit our website. And now let's get back to our video. So Len, tell us, a lot of people are looking for jobs right now, or they are looking at transitioning. So we see that boiling, I think, more and more. What is the best way? What is the most potentially successful way to find a job? I mean, is it answering job posting online? Is it going on LinkedIn? Is it connecting with people like you? What would you recommend?
All of the above. Okay. There's no one answer for everybody. I mean, certainly, you know, we always advocate for recruiters,
Yeah.
okay, because we know the market and we have relationships, okay. LinkedIn is a good source, of course. Although, as I tell people and I tell potential clients, you know, they like to post on LinkedIn. The only issue with that is when you're posting a job, you're hoping, I call it posting and praying. You're hoping that that right candidate happens to see the posting, happens to be available, and happens to want to answer. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, you know, a shameless plug for my industry, recruiters are talking to people, have relationships, and know who's out there and are able to reach them, okay? Not that posting is a bad thing, but it is kind of limiting, and you may get 1,000 results. 900 of them may not be appropriate because with AI today, it's very easy for applicants to just send out their resume. You know, they put an AI program going and it just answers every posting out there. So that's a challenge.
Yeah, well, it is a challenge, but also there's so many bots. So the challenge, I think, I mean, you just spoke from your client standpoint, the business that is hiring, but from the candidate standpoint, you feel like you're putting a resume out there, and in order for your resume to be picked up by a bot, I mean, what's the chance of that? It's like winning the lottery.
It is, because you know, the words have to be an exact match. Right. Really pick it up. So, you know, I love AI because I think it's a great tool. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's the be all and end all. And people have asked me this for as long as I'm in the business. You know, 50 years ago, the New York Times is going to put you out of business. Monster is going to put you out of business. Career Builder is going to put you out of business. LinkedIn is going to put you out of business. Now it's AI is going to put you out of business. Yes. And my response to that is no, they're tools. We embrace them. We use them the right way. And if you look at the term artificial intelligence, human resources, artificial and human.
Human.
Okay?
Yeah.
You want the human. I as much as I love AI for certain things that I use it for, I will not allow AI to screen my resumes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what's the best way to do it then? And what would you recommend?
Connections. Talk to people, get to know people. You know, if you're targeting as a job seeker, if you're targeting a specific company, try to find someone who knows someone that can get you an introduction, whether it's a recruiter or a friend or a professional colleague or someone that you went to school with or your alumni association. Try to get a personal recommendation.
Okay. That's good
advice. You can just ask for advice.
Yeah.
Not even a job, because everybody knows 10 people. Yeah. Okay. And the more people you talk to, if you talk to 10 people, that's 100 potential people that you could be reaching out to. Right. Through that network.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also tell people, don't be afraid to pick up the phone, because most people don't call anymore. Right?
No.
So pick up your phone. It's not going to
kill you. Pick up the phone. That, you know what? I'm old school because I'm old. Okay. I love having conversations with people, and I you know, listen, I have some of my team, some of my kids are Gen X or whatever you want to call them, millennials, and everything is, we'll text, no, pick up the phone, okay?
Pick up the phone. I always say, but most younger crowds, they don't like to pick up the phone, but the older crowds, they don't like to text. So what do you do? Right?
You have to pick up the phone. You have to talk to people.
You have to talk to people. No, that's for sure. So tell us a little bit about the salaries now. What is the trend? You know, where are salaries going? They're heading up, they're heading down. Are they pretty stable? What's the trend?
They've been pretty stable. I think as the market starts to turn, look, all we're reading, you know, I hate to read the paper. You read the Wall Street Journal and the Times every day, and it's layoffs. Yeah. And that's okay. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. With my experience in all the years I've been around, the deeper they cut, the greater the recovery.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm hoping, maybe it's a cautious optimism, that we're coming to the end of it, because the cuts are very deep right now. You know, we're seeing a lot of HR people being cut, and that's usually what happens. It will start to come back. Everything I'm reading and hearing is second quarter, you know, with the new administration, deals will start happening, and that should start picking it up. And you know what happens? People do a lot of layoffs, and once they do those very deep cuts, at some point they look around and say, oh, somebody has to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
Or we cut too deep and, you know, the work's starting to pile up, or that one order comes in, oh my goodness, we can't handle it. Yeah. So they'll start to bring people back. What I find in my experience with all these cuts is the temp business tends to start to come back first.
Oh,
People become afraid to make that full-time commitment. Clients I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah.
Who wants to see that the economy is real,
Yeah.
then they'll start hiring again. So,
That's actually a really good point. I mean, this is how I found my first job when I first moved to the United States 25 years ago as temp. And in fact, it's great for both parties. As a candidate, you get to know the company and make sure it's a good fit. And as a company, you have the chance to test people without making long-term commitments. So I think it's a great advice here, Len, and something to discuss with companies that, hey, I'm okay. I don't have to have the full-time job right away. Give me a chance. But also, but believe in yourself.
Since I'm packing, I don't have it up. I used to have a sign that said, "Life is a temporary assignment."
Yeah, that's so true.
What's permanent in life anymore? Nothing.
That's nothing. But
so when candidates say to me, "Oh, I only want a full-time job," why?
Why? But you're right. This is the right mindset. But I see too many people having the wrong mindset. I think you have to change your mindset, be open to possibilities. And because if you approach a business that is hiring with that open mind and tell them, you know what, I don't mind. Tell me what works for you now. And then you build that relationship. You have a chance to prove yourself. And then the doors are open.
That's right. You know, people say to me, well, I don't want a temp job because I don't have benefits. And then my response to them is, do you have benefits now? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something? Are you getting a paycheck? No. Okay.
Yeah.
So temp job, that's at a reasonable rate and you're getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
It's a step in the right direction. Be patient, be reasonable. You know, don't expect everything right away. I think that mindset is what kills a lot of opportunities. So just changing that slightly will definitely create different type of outcomes.
Well, it's funny because I've done a lot of speaking in my career, and I have a saying I used to use with people, and I tell them, if you can't raise the bridge, lower the water. There's always another way to look at things to solve the problem.
There's always another way to look at things, and it's important to understand it. Because
and you know the definition of insanity.
To say to do the same thing over and over again,
expecting different results.
Yes, but many people do that because they live in their comfort zone, and that's another thing that I know and I've learned over time is, in order to grow and to change and to get to the next level in your life, you have to learn how to be uncomfortable, because if you stay in your comfort zone, there's no way you can evolve. It's impossible.
That's right. You really must adapt and be agile and make changes.
Yeah, these are wonderful advice. Thank you so much, Len. So having said that, we've covered all of that. I always ask my guests to share a story of resilience or obstacles you have overcome in your life that can be inspirational to my audience. What would that be, Len?
Sure, and I'm glad you said resilience because it happens to be the title of my book that came out in December. It's Resilience. It's my story about my career and how I started working at a very young age in this industry, working for someone who, at the end of the day, let's just say we didn't have a happy ending, and I had to make a choice at an age where I had children in college and high school, and didn't have a lot of money, and I had to believe in myself to leave and start my own business, and it was the scariest thing in my life, but I survived it. I'm 23 years later. And it's resilience. And sometimes you have to take that leap of faith. And my leap of faith at that moment was, if I don't do it, I'm going to have a problem. If I do it and I fail, well, I lost nothing because I just go back to my beginnings. Okay. So sometimes you have to do that. But my book is Resilience. It's on Amazon. Okay. And I've been told it's a very inspirational story.
That's wonderful. Well, we'll make sure to put the link in the video and in the content there. But you are right. That's important to be resilient and to believe in your dreams. See, the worst thing that would be for me is to be on my deathbed and thinking, oh my God, I should have tried that, and regretting, right? So it's, especially when you're young, I always tell my daughter, go for it. Take some risks. If you don't take risks at 25 or at 28 years old, when are you going to take the risks? It's just
FDR said the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
fear itself. But you're right. Fear is the worst enemy. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
anyway, it was wonderful. Thank you so
My pleasure.
much. What a wonderful. Thank you for your time and for participating in the show here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone else, thank you for watching. Please share this video with your network. I know I am publishing this on my networks, but I need your help to expand the reach, to share the good. And very often when you share a story like this, it can help someone that you have not thought of, or someone that critically needs services like the services that Len offers. So please do that. That would be very helpful. Remember to subscribe to the channel. That also is very helpful. And I will see you next time.
Thank you.